Hi, Basic 5 and 6. I'm sure you are doing good today. How has been the break? Hope you are doing good at home. You're not disturbing your parents. Hope you're studying well. Angels, angels. Handsome angels. Intelligent angels. Clever angels. Senior angels. Are you happy? Are you ready? Nice one. Here we have it. You're welcome to PVS online class. I'm glad seeing you. It's a very rare privilege coming across you on this platform. I'm glad you are here watching me and learning together on this platform. Here is a combination of Basic 5 and 6, isn't it? Alright, I want to discuss with you in PVS class today the topic titled Poultry Keeping. What do I call it? Poultry what? Keeping or poultry farming. In the course of the class, you're going to be learning a lot. You're going to be learning the concept of poultry, some example of poultry birds, some common breeds of poultry, chicken, and some terms used in describing some of the chickens and their purpose. You're going to be learning the housing system of chicken, housing system used in poultry keeping. At the same time, you're going to be learning some facilities and equipment used in poultry keeping. So I urge you to pay attention closely to this lesson. But before we go, can we have a nice moment before we open the chapter? Basic 5 and 6. What is agriculture? Let's go. Now, what is poultry keeping? I'm sure you learned from previous class that agriculture is what? Is a planting of crops and rearing of animals for human consumption, isn't it? Very good. Now, here is a branch of agriculture. We are establishing class that we have two branches of agriculture, isn't it? We have crop farming and at the same time animal production, isn't it? Very good. Under animal production, which is also known as livestock farming, we have a branch called poultry keeping. Do you understand that? So what do we refer to as poultry keeping? Poultry keeping is a branch of animal production or livestock farming that deals with keeping and managing of domestic birds. Keeping and managing of what? Domestic birds. Very simple as ABC. You shouldn't find that difficult to comprehend. That whenever you hear the term poultry, poultry simply means an act of keeping and managing poultry birds or domestic birds. Is that clear to you now? Domestic birds such as turkey, can you see them here? Good. You can see the thumb, the male turkey, and you can see the female. You can see guinea fowl, isn't it? Good. Chicken, you can see them here. Good. You can see ducks, isn't it? And these are geese. Can you see them? Very good. You can see that geese looks like duck, but geese are more bigger and more heftier than what? Than ducks. So this is what poultry keeping is all about. It's a process of what? Keeping domestic birds and managing them properly. Are you getting that now? Keeping their records, feeding them well, taking good care of their water system, their health facilities, etc. Is that clear to everybody now? Good. So in case I'm asked in an examination, what is poultry? Poultry simply refers to a branch of animal production in agriculture that deals with keeping and managing of domestic birds. Very simple as ABC. Is that clear to you now? Good. Now let's move to the next slide. Good. Why do we practice poultry keeping? We said it's the act of managing and keeping our what? Domestic birds. Why do we practice that as an agricultural practice? The first reason is for animal protein, so as a source of food. For animal what? Protein as a source of food. I'm sure you see chicken here, roasted one, nice one here, isn't it? Very good. And you can see eggs here, right? Good. All these are a good source of protein, most especially animal protein. Do you understand that now? And please, in case you're mentioning points like this for me in exam, never include milk, because chicken don't produce milk. Are you getting that now? This is different from livestock farming. Are you getting it now? This is an aspect of livestock farming that deals with birds, poultry birds. Birds don't produce milk. Is that clear to everybody? Very good. So if I ask you that, why do we practice poultry keeping? First reason, for production of animal protein, such as egg, meat. Don't mention fish. Fish is not a poultry keeping. Is that clear to you now? Very good. Egg and meat as a source of protein from animals. Am I clear? Very good. Let's move to the next point. Now, the next point is production of what? Beaks and feathers. Can you see turkey's feathers here? Very good. And you see the beaks of this beautiful bird. That's a geese or a duck. Can you see that? And the shell of egg of some of these domestic birds are used in some industries. Are you getting that now? Like the feather of birds such as turkey, they use it in textile industry and fabrics industry to design some clothing articles. Exactly to you now. And the beaks of chicken as well, they use them in what? Industrial production of some materials. Do you get that now? Materials such as what? Thank you very much. When you consider the beak of animals are used in some industry. They use in manufacturing shoe parts, some part of our shoes. Yeah, that interests you to know, isn't it? Yes, because of the hardness of that beak. Most especially some of these are wide birds. Their beak sometimes, such as an ostrich. Those birds that their beaks are very, very strong. Some of their beaks are used as sole for shoes in some industries. You get that now? Very interesting. And eggshell at the same time. The shell of eggs are sometimes used in the industry in the production of what do we call it now? Some of these reagents you use in soap. Yeah, they use a shell of eggs in also production of some animal feeds, because it is very rich in calcium. Are you getting that now? Very, very rich in calcium. In fact, it has been reported that some of these eggshell are used in some industry that are producing mouthwash. Mouthwash reagents that are used in cleansing of the teeth enamel, like when the teeth colors is not too friendly. Some of the chemicals that are used in treating the teeth, the shell is part of the reagents used. Do you understand that now? Very good. So now another reason is that the droppings, that's the poo of chicken, can also be used as compost manure for crop farming. Do you understand that now? Like the poo of chicken can be packed as as manure, and you can apply it to crops, and these crops they will grow and germinate very well. I'm sure you understand that now. Very good. Interestingly, let's move on to the next part of the lesson. Good. Some common breeds of chicken. Some common breeds of chicken. Now please pay attention to me very clear here. What we refer to as breed, we are talking about living things that has the same feature, that has the same characteristic but slight different appearance. Do you understand that now? Take for instance, you as an African comparing yourself with an Asian or a Chinese person, you will notice that there are some physical differences. For instance, now if you consider your hair color and the nature of your hair, is quite different from that of Chinese, but they are still humans, isn't it? They are still human being that has eyes, that has everything that you also have. Do you understand that now? But those are breeds of human being. Some are color, they are white in color, some are yellow, some are dark, white, some are brown. Do you understand that now? So all these are known as breeds. But now when we talk about breeds of chicken, they are still the same chicken, but their appearances differs a little bit. Do you understand that now? Very good. So it's just like an instance of human eye now. If you consider an American man and you look straight into their eyeball, you will see like it's bluish a little bit, isn't it? But is it not the same eyeball? If you bring a pen close to the person and you say, well, please, can you tell me the color of this pen? And it tells you, well, you bring something like this and you said, what is this? And you say, well, this is a USB code. Fine. But if you say something different, that this is not a USB code, you should know that his eye is having problem. But his eye is blue in color, but he's still seeing the same thing your whole black eyeball is still seeing. Do you understand that now? So when we refer to as breed, we refer to as the same organism but slight differences in their appearances. Are you getting that now? Good. So let's move into some of the breeds of chicken. Good one. Here we have one type of chicken breed. This is called Cornish. It's called what? Cornish. What do we know about Cornish? We know Cornish to be the type of bird that are muscular, and at the same time their feathers are black or brownish and it shines a lot. Can you see them? I think I've zoomed it enough for you to be able to see what I'm talking about here. Is that clear to you now? They're highly muscular and they are not breeders. No. They are not. But if you see them, you will see that their legs are very thick. They are birds that can survive hardship in times of weather condition. Are you getting that now? They can go as far as possible to fend for their food. Their adaptation, their color of their skin protects them a lot. Are you getting that now? They shine a lot. Once the sun is out, you will see the color of their feather glittering. Do you understand that now? So they refer to as Cornish. Are you getting it? The next one is what we call New Hampshire Red. What do I call it? New Hampshire Red. Please take note of that. Now, what do we know about this bird? Good. This type of chicken, they are brownish in color most times, and their comb, can you see that? Is always very red, brownish or reddish. Let me put it that way, reddish in color. And again, if you take note of their feathers, you will see spots of black on it, most especially the female, and the tail of the black is also the tail of the rooster, can you see that? Black a little. And they are also very feathery. like they have enough feather, just like Cornish, but their own color is just pure brown color. Are you getting that now? So they are referred to as New Hampshire Red breed of chicken. Are you getting that? Very good. Now the third type is what we refer to as Leghorn. What do I call it? Leghorn. Can you say Leghorn chicken here? Very good. These ones, should I call it brownish black now? You can see black and brown mixed together. You can see their color difference is quite different from Hampshire Red and Cornish, isn't it? Very good. This breed of chicken, they are well known for high productivity of their younger ones. That's why I purposefully sought out for this picture. You can see them. They produce significant number of eggs compared to any other breeds. So whenever you are looking for breeds of chicken that you want high productivity of eggs, you go for Leghorn. Leghorn are high in productivity. When you talk about laying of eggs, oh my god, they are very good in that. Do you understand that now? Very good. So, and their skin color at the same time, you can see it also shines like Cornish. Are you getting it? Very good. Let's move into the next one, which is Rhode Island Red. Rhode Island what? Red. Exactly to you. Rhode Island Red. Can you see it? Let me zoom it up a little. Good. Rhode Island Red. Can you see this rooster here? And you see this female beside it. Good. These kind of birds, they are usually very feathery, but they are not that muscular compared to Cornish. Are you getting that? That's just the difference. And the difference between Rhode Island and New Hampshire is that, can you see their color differences? This one is kind of more brownish compared to this. You see, this one is lighter in its brownish color compared to the New Hampshire Red. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Can you see the brownish color of these guys and these ones here? Their color is not that fully brown compared to this New Hampshire Red. Is that clear to you now? This one is a bit light brownish. But one of the points is that they are not as heavier compared to Cornish and Hampshire. Is that clear? Though they eat good quality of food, but their weight is not as what compared to Cornish. Do you understand that now? Very good. So the next part of the slide, the next one is very good. It's a Leghorn. Aha. These are also what? Leghorn. So Leghorn appears in two ways. They are either black or pure white. Are you getting that now? These are the black version and these are the what? White version. You will take note of something. You will see the tail is always pointed. Exactly. They have always pointed tail. Like the female now, they always have pointed tail. Compare that to these ones. Their tail is just like a clapped end like this. It's very Leghorn. That's one of the physical observable feature. What do I mean by that? That's something you can quickly use to identify, oh, this is a Leghorn breed of chicken. You will see that they are female. Their tail is always like a clapped hand like this. Do you understand that now? Compared to any other breed of chicken. So, and their rooster at the same time, it also has a feathery tail. Can you see it here? Good, a feathery tail. And most times their male also has a very long tail like their female, but they don't usually have a pointed cocktail. Please pay attention to all this explanation. A pointed cocktail. Can you see a cocktail of what is it called? Rhode Island. Can you see this cocktail? Can you see it? It's like a sickle. And you see this one also like a sickle. But Leghorn, you just see them just clap together, not that prolonged like New Hampshire Red and Rhode Island Red. All these things, you might not need them fully now, but I am telling you, time is coming, you're going to appreciate them better. But just learn them now for identification purpose. Now you see this one that look like a guinea fowl here. Can you see it? Very good. It's called plymouth. What do I call it? Plymouth. Can you see that? This type of chicken looks like black and white, talk. Can you see it? That's the type of breed of chicken that most times all this type of chicken we can rear them either locally or we rear them for industrial scale production. Are you getting that now? Very good. And I'm sure you understand it from even the appearance. Can you see they are their color appearance. They are called ply mouth. So if I should ask you an examination that mentions some of the common breeds of chicken, you have for me, you have the Cornish, you have the New Hampshire Red, we have the Leghorn. Can you see Leghorn here? Very good. High in production of what? Eggs and chicks. And also with the Rhode Island, we have the Plymouth. Can you see that? Very good. So 5 main breeds of chicken: Cornish, New Hampshire Red, Leghorn, Rhode Island, and Plymouth. So Leghorn, we have the black and the white. Do you understand that? Very good. Now let's move into the next slide. We have some of the types of chicken. Please pay attention. There is a difference between types of chicken and breeds of chicken. Are you getting that now? Types of chicken are just like human being, genders of chicken. Like we have the male, we have the female, isn't it? Are you getting that now? It's different from a breed. Do you understand it? Very good. So let's move in. Good. Can you see a nice rooster here? Can you suggest the type of breed this chicken is? Please know it. Know it. Are you getting that now? This is simply a what? A Cornish what? A Cornish rooster. Can you see that? Very good. But what type of chicken is it? This is a cock. Is a what? Cock. Adult male chicken. Adult male chicken is called cock. The one that roots up too early in the morning. You know that? Very good. That's a male chicken, but adult. But the young male is called cockerel. It's called what? Cockerel. Can you see that? Very good. It's a young male chicken. Do you understand that now? Interesting. Now the next one is what we have here. The one that lay eggs, isn't it? The one that just what? Lay eggs. Good. Is another type of chicken. It's known as hen. That's adult female chicken, matured one. The one that's matured enough that can be able to what? Produce eggs and also hatch eggs into chicks. Do you understand that now? Very good. So the young female is called pullets. What do I call it? Pullets. Can you see them? See their small faces? Once they grow old, they will become hen. And you see cockerel also. Once cockerel, after some time, after like some moment, some period of months, they will also grow bigger into adult male chicken called cock. So the young male chicken is called cockerel. The adult female chicken is called hen. And the young female chicken is called pullet. Please never forget that. All these are very, very important. And trust me, I can come up with those things as objective questions for you. Good one. Here we have another type of chicken called noilers. Is that clear to you now? These are noilers. Noilers and this beautiful white fowl here, broilers. Noilers and broilers. Why do we form noilers? Please listen attentively. Noilers are formed from breeding broilers with cockerel. Are you getting that now? When this cockerel, this kind of bird, is allowed to mate with broilers, they produces noilers. Is that clear? That's why noilers, you see them with higher, very feathery chicken, and at the same time, if they are well fed, you see their weight very, very big. So broilers and noilers, they are purposefully reared for nothing but for meat. You rear them for meat production. Like broilers now, broilers during Ramadan, during after fasting period, when you want to celebrate fasting season, festivity, you just slaughter all these broilers, and they are meant for meat production. But the one that are meant for chicks or hen production are referred to as the cock and the hen. So these are the ones that they will mate together, and they'll produce eggs and go and hatch them. Good. The last but not the least on this page, we have the chicks. Can you see them? These are the chicks. They are also the type of chicken. Can you see them? They are chicks, and they are called baby chicken. Do you understand? All right, very good. So let's run through again. Types of chicken for their special purpose. We have what? Cock, that's adult male chicken. We have cockerel, that's young male. Young male. Do you understand that? Very good. Now we also have adult female, that's called hen. And we have young female, that's called pullet. Is that clear? Very good. And we also have noilers and broilers. Noilers and broilers, both of them are for meat production. Is that clear to everybody? And lastly, we have baby chicken, which are called chicks. They are called what? Chicks. Can you see them? Very small. Nice baby chicken. Good. Let's have a break and before we continue our lesson.
Mommy hen sat on her bed, gently laid a little egg, very happy, very proud, clucked away to the crowd. Mommy hen sat on her bed, gently laid a little egg, very happy, very proud, clucked away to the crowd. Daddy Rooster came along, joined in with her lovely song, strong and loud and he blew, cock-a-doodle-doo. Daddy Rooster came along, joined in with her lovely song, strong and loud and he blew, cock-a-doodle-doo. Soon the baby chicken hatched, it jumped out from shell and thrashed, then they clapped together, even more and better. Soon the baby chicken hatched, it jumped out from shell and thrashed, then they clapped together, even more and better.
That's a rooster. I'm sure you know that, right? Interesting. Thank you. All right. I think that's the end of the video. Okay, now let's go to the last part of the slide. Second to last part of the slide, sorry. Here we have housing systems of poultry birds or poultry keeping. Are you getting that now? How can we keep our poultry birds? We have three main systems. How many systems do we say we have? Three main systems of keeping poultry birds. The first one is what we refer to as intensive system. What do I call it? Intensive system. This is also known as battery cage system. Is that clear to you now? What do you mean by battery cage? Cage that is automatically set in such a way that it supplies them with food and with drink. And it also allows their poo not to what? Contaminate their food and water. And their poo is separately channeled to a place. Their drink intact, their feed very intact. And those that lay eggs, they also what? Lay their eggs really, nothing broken, nothing missing. Do you understand that now? So battery cage systems allow chicken to be kept in what? A cage, and you supply them with the need for survival, such as food, drinks, and shelter. Do you understand that? Very good. And the second one is what we refer to as extensive system. What do I call it? Extensive system. This is when you allow chicken to roam about as wide as possible to fend for their need for survival, to look for their food, to look for something to drink. You don't care about them much. Sometimes you can just like, well, if you have mercy on them, you can just like, oh, some of this chicken, come on, let me give you today's food. Spray little food on the ground, and after that they will just continue their life and roaming about searching for their need for survival, such as food and drink. Do you understand that now? So you allow them to free range. So that's why I call them free range system. Are you getting that now? You can keep them in the garden. You allow them to move as wide as possible. Are you getting it? Very good. The third one is what we refer to as semi-intensive system. What do I call it? Semi-intensive system. This is deep litter system. This has been known to be the most efficient, oh my God, sorry, most efficient system of poultry keeping. Why? Because of the following reason. It allows chicken to exercise their leg, unlike cage. Do you know that? It also prevents the chicken from predators such as snakes, scorpion, and other evil animal, dangerous animal that can destroy them, and also thieves. So you put them in a room, you allow them to move a little in a room to prevent, fatigue in the cage. But you provide them with food, you provide them with drink, and you provide them with what? Good shelter. Do you understand that now? So what we refer to as semi-intensive is that you keep them in a house, or a house, and you enclose them, but you allow them to move within that enclosed system. Unlike cage just allow them to eat and drink and still remain where they are. No exercise, no movement of their limbs, to and fro. They can't free themselves inside the cage. But deep litter system, that semi-intensive system, allows them to move freely within a closed room. Do you understand that now? Very good. In case I ask in an exam, which of the following type of housing system in poultry is the most efficient and effective? Will you pick intensive? I trust you. Will you pick extensive? I trust you. Will you pick semi-intensive? Oh yes, I trust you. You should pick semi-intensive. That's the correct answer. Very good. So now, some equipment and facilities used in poultry keeping. Some what? Equipment and facilities used in poultry keeping. What do you mean by that? Some of the things we use in what? In proper keeping of our poultry birds. Are you getting that now? One of it is a nesting box. What do I call it? Nesting box. Good. What do we use nesting box for? You see, that's where the hen will go and lay her eggs. That's where she will lay her eggs. And if she's hatching, that's if she wants to sit on it for a while and turn the eggs to chicks, that's where she will hatch her eggs. Do you understand that now? So nesting box is what is used for nesting eggs that are laid by hens. Is that clear to you now? Very good. The second one is what we refer to as brooding box. What do I call it? Brooding box. What is brooding box used for? When baby chicks, when you want to brood them, just like newborn baby, they are very fragile. They're not as strong. So there is a special box used to what? To culture them, to nurse them. Exactly to you now. So that they too can be strong, so that they can have feather to survive. Are you getting that now? So the box we use is called brooding box. This box is the type of box that is fixed with proper ventilation, proper light, proper heat. Are you getting that now? Because chicks loves heat, and that's what they require to make them grow fast and have enough feathers to be able to defend themselves. Are you getting that now? So inside that box, we supply them with their food, we supply them with their drinks, and some other drugs and vaccines. Are you getting that now? Very good. So now here we have the drinker. What do I call it? Drinker. Can you see that? It's used for supplying water to chicken. You use drinker to supply water for chicken. Are you getting that now? Very good. So now if we are to supply water to chicken, what equipment do we use? We use drinker. I'm sure you understand that now. Very good. Then the next point, we have the feeding trough. What do I call it? Feeding trough. Please never forget that. I can ask you in an examination that the equipment used in supplying food for chicken is called feeding trough. It's called what? Feeding trough. Don't call it feeder. It's not feeder. It's feeding trough. Why is it trough? It's just like a triangular or any shape it might be, but just allow more than one chicken to feed on in it. Do you understand that now? Good. Now the last but not the least, here we have it's not free, Joe. Some of you that you're very funny. This is called incubator. What do I call it? Incubator. What do we use incubator for? Incubator is used as an engine to hatch eggs into chicks. You know, the mother hen here, she spends some time after she lays a egg to sit on heat and produce heat and sufficient humidity for the eggs to hatch. Most time is how many days? 21 days. Please don't forget that I might ask objective questions. So instead of 21 days, we can just have a machine, that can hatch these eggs for us within a while. Maximum of, it depends. Sometimes 5 days, sometimes, in fact, 3 days. In fact, they are working on advanced incubators. Some hatchery now are working on an advanced incubator in such a way that they can hatch eggs within 42 hours. I'm telling you what, it should take 21 days and they will just hatch the egg within 42 hours. That's amazing, So we have incubator as a machine used for hatching eggs into chicks. Are you getting that now? That's why I call it equipment and facilities. One of the facilities are these guys: incubators and brooding box. Why equipment include nesting box, drinker, feeding trough. Are you getting that now? Others include injection and syringe. You mean? Yes, injection and syringe. What do you use it for? Of course, when you want to vaccinate or you want to inject chicken with drugs, you can give them injection sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Are you getting that now? So this will bring us to the end of this lesson today. But in case you have any question, please feel free to share on the platform. Are you getting that now? So let's go into summary of what we have for today. Good one. Let's summarize how we've discussed together. We said poultry is a branch of animal production in agriculture and deals with keeping and managing of domestic birds. Keeping and managing of what? Domestic birds, such as turkey, chicken, fowl, duck, geese, guinea fowl, etc. Is that clear to everybody? Very good. What are some of the importance of poultry keeping? Importance of poultry: protein sources of food, raw materials for industry, compost manure for crops. I'm sure you understand that now. Good. These are the three main importance of poultry keeping. Are you getting it? Protein, source of food. You can just say it serves as protein source of food. 2, it serves as raw material for industry. 3, it serves as compost manure for crop farming. Simple as ABC. You don't need to strain your brain. You don't need to cram up notes. Just remember that, you eat chicken every day. Good. Some of the feathers are used by even some tradition like Igbo culture. You see them putting on feathers on their cap, isn't it? You can just remember that raw materials for textile industry or for clothing industries. Very simple. I'll give you a score. And thirdly, we have compost manure, chicken poo are used as what? Farm manure, right? Some common breeds of chicken where we're able to identify how many? 5, isn't it? We have the Leghorn, we have the Cornish, we have the Plymouth, we have the Rhode Island Red, and we have the New Hampshire Red. Is that clear? Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire Red. What differentiates Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire Red is their what? Their brightness, the brightness of the color of their feathers. Both of them are red, but one is what? brownish, and the other one is kind of fade brown, and I'm sure you know that personally. Very good. Common types of chicken based on their purpose. We're able to identify 6, isn't it? Very good. The first one we said cock, that's adult male. The second one we said cockerel, that's what? Young male. The third one we said hen, that's adult female. And the fourth one we said pullet, that's young female. And the fifth one we also talked about broilers and noilers, isn't it? These are chicken reared for meat production, specifically for meat. Are you getting that now? Very good. And sixth one we talk about chicks. These are baby chicken. Then we consider the housing system of poultry keeping, which are 3 in number, isn't it? Intensive system, semi-intensive system, and extensive system. We say intensive system is the one that allows them to stay in where? Inside the cage. Extensive system is when you extend them, you allow them to free range. Where semi-intensive is you keep them in a room, in a what? Pen, where you allow them to freely move, but you supply them with food and water inside a house. Do you understand that? Very good. And we also talk about some equipment and facilities used in poultry keeping, such as nesting box, such as brooding box, such as feeding trough, drinker, and incubator. Do you understand that? Very good. So maybe when you get to secondary school, advanced classes, maybe they are going to expose you to knowledge about diseases and infections of poultry. Are you getting that now? So that brings us to the end of this class. As I've said earlier, if you have any question, you can post it on the platform. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you.